think that through them we will find peace, joy, meaning in life. Regardless of whether we live in a palace or in a hut, if God is at the center of our lives, peace, joy, meaning, fulfillment, abundance, they're there. And again, regardless of whether we live in a palace or a hut, if God is not there at the center of our lives, we're miserable. And by God, of course, I don't mean God necessarily in the Hindu sense. It can be any name, any form, any religion, however you envision the divine. It doesn't matter if it's in the form of Krishna or Christ or the tree that's planted outside or your mother. Really, anything. As long as the divine is there in the center of your life. Without it, we've lost that connection. I want to end by sharing one of my favorite stories. It's actually a joke. It's a story of a man who goes to the doctor. And he says to the doctor, "Doctor, my whole body hurts. Wherever I touch, it hurts. I touch my head, it hurts. I touch my stomach, it hurts. I touch my back, it hurts." Now, typically doctors are used to people coming with one complaint, a headache, a backache, a stomach ache. But this man said, "My whole body hurts." So the doctor ran every possible test, every scan. And at the end, he said, "Well, my friend, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is your body is fine. There's nothing wrong with your head or your back or your stomach. The bad news is your finger's broken. And because your finger's broken, whatever you touch, it hurts." But the pain comes not from the head and the back and the stomach. The pain is from the broken finger. And the same is happening in our lives. Our lives are in pain. But we blame the mortgage rates, the interest rates, inflation rates, our employers, our employees, our spouses, our in-laws, the traffic on the freeway. It's not that these things aren't there, of course they're there. But we're touching the world with a broken finger, with a broken connection to the divine. And because we're going through life with a broken connection, everything hurts. The answer for that man was to get his finger put in a splint, to get the bone reset, reconnected. And the answer for us is to reconnect ourselves, reconnect to the divine, reconnect to spirituality. It's not that mortgage rates and inflation rates will then do whatever we want, and our spouses and in-laws and children and employees will then do whatever we want. Of course they won't. And that man will have headaches and backaches and stomach aches. But touching a head that hurts with a finger that's not broken hurts a lot less than touching a head that hurts with a finger that is broken. And going through life with its ups and downs and its turmoils, with a connection that's intact, allows us to ride the waves of life while being anchored, while staying afloat. It's not that waves won't come, of course they'll come, but we stay connected. And what better way to stay connected than in the presence of our revered saints, than by choosing to spend our weekend, our precious weekend evenings, in their presence, listening to their words. The doctor who set the man's broken finger was a surgeon. Our spiritual teachers are surgeons of the soul. They reconnect us. And it's a very great honor and great blessing to be here this evening with them all. And I now will very humbly request Puja Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji, who has probably more than any other spiritual teacher of perhaps any other tradition, touched and transformed the lives of people, breaking down barriers of caste and creed and culture and language and religion across the world, who has brought them in touch, not with a Hindu form of God, but with the divine that lives in each of our hearts and each of our beings, and with the divine who lives in the heart and the being of the person in front of us. He has come in tonight from several hours away where he's giving a camp and has to return several hours away where he's giving a camp. So it's my very humble request and a great blessing to request him to please share with us his words of wisdom and inspiration. Puja Sri Sri Ji.